What is good, everybody? Welcome back to another Sunday morning start sit stream. We are a few hours, 2 hours from game time. As always, we go live about 11 a.m. We're going to be talking about the final injury reports as those come out here for the morning slate here in about 30 minutes. We're going to be answering questions, whatever you guys got going on in your leagues, start sit questions, waiver questions, trade questions, anything. Just want to vibe and talk football today. That's what we're here to do. Look, I'm going to start it off. I have a very tough start sit question in my own league that I've been debating. You can see it here. I had tweeted this one out today. So if you don't follow me on X at Andrew Tutu, that's where I'm at. But this is the question that I got going on right now. It is a home league, full PPR, a 0.5 tight end premium on top of that. We don't got a bunch of great options. We have Puka, who is out. Obviously, we also have Isaiah Pacheco on that squad, who is obviously not there anymore. I've moved on from Pacheco. Now in my final flex, we start 3 wide receivers and 2 flex, so it's deep starting lineups. Samaje Perine at Kansas City, Chuba Hubbard at Las Vegas, Brandon Cooks versus Baltimore, and Juwan Jennings at the Los Angeles Rams. As you can see, I'm currently leaning towards Brandon Cooks, but it's scaring me. It is very scary to lean with Brandon Cooks here this week. But I think game script should be more competitive than some of the other ones. The player has big play potential. That's where I'm leaning. We got Trixie in the chat. Trixie says, is Brandon Ayuk a start? Absolutely. Absolutely a start. There's really not any other options there in San Francisco at the moment. No Kittle, no Debo, no CMC. It's going to be the Jordan Mason and Brandon Ayuk show if the San Francisco 49ers want to win this game. So, yeah, man, that's a start for me. But, yeah, this is the start sit question that we have in my league. Like I said, I think I'm leaning Brandon Cooks unless we get some other news, here soon. But I think this is the way that it's going to go for me. So, that being said, if you guys have any start sit questions of your own, go ahead and throw those ones in the chat. Happy to answer them for you guys as those come in. Now, I will say Jordan Love is throwing in pregame at the moment. He may end up playing some football here today, and if he does, we may be able to throw some players into our lineups that we weren't very comfortable with before. We weren't comfortable with Jaden Reed. We weren't comfortable with Christian Watson. We weren't comfortable with a lot of these guys. But if Jordan Love plays, I think we can be comfortable with them because the reason why we were fading was Malik Willis. So that's where we're at. Cortrix in here says who to bench out of Ayuk, Tyreek, Rashee, and Marvin Harrison Jr. Sounds crazy. It sounds crazy. I think benching Tyreek might not be the worst issue on this team. I think Rashee, Ayuk, Marvin, all of those guys can be better plays than Tyreek with Skylar Thompson. Now, obviously, Tyreek Hill, player that has the ability that even if he touches the football once or twice in this game, he has the ability to run for like a 70-yard touchdown. So, yeah, that's scary. But there is a chance that, Tyreek's only seen the football 4 or 5 times in this matchup because Skylar Thompson can't get him the football. Tunchi says Waddle or Warren, full PPR. This is one where I'm going to lean with Waddle. We just talked about Skylar Thompson being scary. Jaylen Warren is a committee back at best. Waddle, same thing as Tyreek Hill for the most part. If he touches the football 2-3 times, he has the ability to take one to the house. So that being said, this would be a ceiling play for me. If you want a safe floor, maybe you're projected to win and you need a safe floor. You just need 8 or 9 points. Maybe you go with the full PPR Warren. But if you need the ceiling, Jalen Waddle is the guy for me. Brando says, what up, y'all? What up, Brando? Raul says, good call, Cortrix. Nick AV says, standard scoring. Standard scoring, okay. I need to start a receiver and a flex option. I have J-Mo, Rashid Shaheed, Aaron Jones, and Drake London. Okay. Start a receiver and a flex. I think I'm going to go with Shaheed and J-Mo. I think Shaheed and Jamison Williams are the 2 players that I will go with. And I think that's what I would be doing here, Nick. Alex says, if Love plays, do I do the Love Reed stack or Baker and Tank half PPR? Um, I don't mind you going Baker and Tank this week, but the Love Reed stack wouldn't be bad either. I just think for me, it would be more so how comfortable am I with Love and his mobility in this game? Because like there is a high chance of re-injury if he's not completely healthy. I think for me, now I have Jordan or Jaden Reed in a league, and I'll kind of tell you the start sit that I was pondering. I was debating. It's a tight end premium, so you get extra points for the tight end catching the football. I was debating between Jaden Reed and Mike Gesicki on Monday. Now, if Jaden Reed or if Jordan Love plays, I will start Jaden Reed over Mike Gesicki. But if not, I think I'm just going to lean with the Mike Gesicki. So I think Baker's been playing really well. Tank, it seems like he's due for a day here sooner rather than later. I think it's safer in a half PPR, even if Love plays this week, to go with Baker and Tank and give Love one more week to get back to, I guess, full go. Raul says, "Good morning, league mates." Good morning, man. Is that what we want to call? You know, everybody. You guys are the league mates. You guys are our league mates? Maybe we'll figure something out along the way. But I don't hate that one. Dakota says, "Who do I start? DJ Moore or Shaheed? Half PPR." I think it sounds crazy because Shaheed's been on a generational run at the moment. But I think I would go with DJ Moore. The Colts defense is very, very banged up at the moment. They're not necessarily a defense that seems like it's going to be very scary. This could be, don't say, it will happen, but this very well could be the get right game for Chicago. So I think I'd go with DJ Moore over Shaheed, but it's close enough that there's a conversation. I have them 20 and 22 in my ranks, so it's close enough that there's a conversation. Brando says, "Can you take a look at the trade post I made in Discord? Trying to make a deal before the game start, possibly." Let's see what we got in Discord. Assuming it's in the redraft trade chat. PPR thoughts on me getting James Cook and I trade away Jameson Williams and Warren. Running backs are Rashad White, Eckler, Warren, Jefferson, London, McLaurin, and Worthy. I don't hate it, to be honest. If you can go get James Cook, he definitely does help shore up your running back room because your running back room feels pretty weak. But being able to still have Jefferson, London, McLaurin, and Worthy, I don't feel great about McLaurin, but Jefferson, London, you feel fine about that one. I don't hate it. If you can do that, that seems fine. It seems fine. It seems like it's more of a team need than it is really a necessity. Now, that being said, where are we at here? Raul says 10-man league, standard scoring. I trade away Dobbins for B-Rob. Current backs are Henry, Jacobs, Pacheco, and Dobbins. I think in standard scoring, I'm gonna go with Dobbins. I think Dobbins is the better play in standard. If it was any type of PPR, Brian Robinson has a conversation there, but because it's standard, this is definitely the Dobbins side for me. Alex says I kind of dig the league mates. Hey, if that's what people are liking, if that's what you guys kind of want to be, it's the League FFB and you guys are the league mates, our league mates here at the League FFB. I don't hate it. I don't hate it either. Maybe we'll put a poll out here eventually and see what you guys want to be called. Devin says, "Who should I start, Brandon Ayuk or Rashee Rice today?" I like Rashee Rice more than I like Brandon Ayuk, just by a little bit, though. I have Rashee as a top 5 option this week. I have Ayuk as a top 10 option, so they're both top plays for you this week, but I definitely would go with Rashee. He's just been a little bit more consistent. Dylan, my guy, he says, just a general heat check. How we feeling about JSN today? Well, let me see where I have him in my rankings at the moment, because and we'll go PPR rankings for JSN. I currently have him as 21. The only reason why I have him a little bit lower than I think I could have him is because the game script there in Miami doesn't seem like it's going to be super close. I can't imagine Skylar Thompson is very competitive this week. And if he's not very competitive, it could be a second half where they're just letting Zach Charbonnet run the football. So that being said, I like Zach Charbonnet. He's a start of the week for me this week. But JSN, what we saw last week, that feels like it could be somewhat legit. He put out an 83% snap share, 16 targets. I don't know if 16 targets is going to be the same every year, or every week, but yeah, dude. I mean, heat check right now for JSN, and if that is what it is, golly, dude, it's finally happened. It's finally happened. I need the breakout from JSN. Last week was good. I want to see it happen multiple times. Alex says, I traded Devontae for Olave and Dobbins Thursday night after Ramondre fell apart. Devontae, is that Devontae Adams or Devontae? That's not Devontae Smith. Devontae Adams for sure, right? Yeah. I traded Devontae for Olave and Dobbins Thursday night. I don't hate that at all. Olave is a start of the week for me this week. So I love Olave. I just traded for Olave this week in my own home league. I traded Rachaad White, Isaiah Pacheco, and T. Higgins for Olave and Tony Pollard. So was able to make that move in my own league. Felt good about it. So I don't hate this one for you either. Darren, my guy, he says pick 2, PPR 10-man, Shaheed, Dell, Zamir, Akers. So for me, it's gonna be between 2 guys or 3 guys, Shaheed and Dell, or Shaheed, Dell, and Akers. I like Akers more than Zamir this week. I think I'm gonna go Shaheed and Dell though. Those are gonna be the 2 plays for me. I think those guys are still due for big weeks. So we'll go with those 2. What else do we got here? Brando says, full PPR, do you start Worthy or McLaurin at the flex? I feel like I like Worthy more. This is a full PPR. Let's see those ranks. Yeah, I have Worthy over McLaurin in my rankings this week. So he would be the guy that I'm playing, Xavier Worthy. Ricardo says, full PPR, I need 2 flex. Juwan Jennings, Waddle, Hubbard, Kincaid, Reed, Spears, Dowdle. 2 in the flex in a full PPR. Well, let's start just eliminating names. We're going to eliminate Spears. We're going to eliminate Dowdle. I think we're going to eliminate Juwan Jennings. So that leaves us with Waddle, Hubbard, Kincaid, and Reed. I think what I want to throw out there, it sounds sketchy. It sounds risky. But Waddle and Kincaid feel like you just put them out there anyways in the 2 flex spots and see what you can get out of them this week. So I think we're going to go with Waddle and Kincaid. See, Dylan says, would you... I think I skipped over this one accidentally. Would you play Higgins or Zay over Mike Evans? Surtain likely shadowing Evans. Yeah, we talked about Surtain a lot. Last week when we were talking about, I want to say it was DK. We've talked about Surtain a lot over the last 2 weeks. He's definitely one of the better shadow corners in the NFL, if not the best. That being said, where do I have these guys in my rankings this week? I'm assuming that this is a full PPR for you, Dylan. So we'll just go off my full PPR rankings. I have Mike Evans. I've moved him down. He is more so a wide receiver 2 play for me this week. I have him as my wide receiver 18. Where I have Higgins is a wide receiver 25, and then where I have Zay is my wide receiver 14. So I think I would consider Zay over Evans in full PPR, but it would be Zay, Evans, Higgins in that order for me. Just because with T. Higgins, the matchup is fantastic. Jamar's probably going to have a very good day against this Washington team. I worry about it getting out of hand quickly, and also is there a chance that they bring T. Higgins in a little bit slowly in a game where they don't have to, play their best players? There's a chance of that as well. Now, that being said, I'm throwing him in a lineup because I don't have really reliable options. Another crazy start sit, which it sounds like at the beginning of the year this wouldn't feel like a very crazy start sit, but Michael Pittman Jr., I'm benching him for T. Higgins in a league this week because I don't love what I've been seeing out of Michael Pittman Jr. Alex says Devontae Smith. Okay, so Devontae Smith for Olave and Dobbins. Okay, it's worse than Devontae Adams, but it's not bad still. Devontae Smith for Olave, I would say that those guys can kind of be in the same tier. Olave and Devontae Smith, they're kind of in the same tier. So being able to get Dobbins it's not bad still. I would have preferred Devontae Adams. Let's see, what else do we have here? Andrew says full PPR, wide receiver, pick 2, Evans, Higgins, JSN, London. For me, that is going to be London and Evans this week. They have tough matchups, but they're the two guys that I'd be playing in 2 wide receivers. Andrew also says, thoughts on where Akers PPR lands in your weekly rankings. Downgrade from Mixon getting majority of carries, faces a very good Vikings D. Let's talk about it, because I have been kind of tweaking my final rankings here as we're getting some of these injury reports and some of these things like that. In a PPR league, which is what you asked for, let's go look at that. Switch the sheet. I have Akers as a running back 2 this week. I think he's kind of in the same conversation as guys like Zach Moss, Zamir White, Brian Robinson. Like I feel like he's kind of in that ranking. That Vikings defense is good. One thing that I want to bring up too, because you obviously see, I'm in my Vikings stuff. It's Vikings game day. This is a tough test for the Vikings, but the Vikings are not full strength. This is tough for Minnesota, because Ivan Pace, the number 1 linebacker on this defense, has been very good in the run game. He is not playing today. Dallas Turner, our number 1 edge rusher that we drafted in the first round, not playing today. Jordan Addison, not playing today. Was rumored to maybe be back on the field. Not playing. There's a lot of injuries for Minnesota at the moment, and I don't think you're going to see the same Minnesota that you saw the first 2 weeks. Now, that's not saying that they can't be competitive here with Houston, but Houston has a very, very good offense, and now with the injuries and the bang up that we have right now, this tough test that we're going to see here in week 3 just got a lot tougher as well. People are going to have to step up. We're going to have to see Van Ginkel step up, Jalen Naylor step up, just a lot of these other guys. So we'll see what happens, but I'm tempering my expectations. I wanted us to beat the hell out of Houston just to shut the haters up and everybody recognize that this is a good football team. And more so than the football team itself, this is one of the best coached teams, top to bottom, offense, defense, everything in the NFL. But I digress. Anyways, Dylan says, last question from me. Rachaad White or Shaheed, full PPR? I'm going Rachaad White. This matchup here against Denver's been pretty light to the running back. They should be able to play with a lead, and they should lean on Rachaad. So I would go with him over Shaheed. Shaheed, obviously, big playability like we've talked about, but Rachaad feels like guaranteed 20 touches here today. Paris says, should I accept Warren, Corum, a 26-second for my Dobbins? Warren, Corum. To be honest, if you're not a contending roster, like if you don't need the running back, this is fine. You get Corum, who could potentially be a running back in the future. Warren, you can play him right now, and a 26-second for an asset that is aging. I don't mind it. I will say, Paris, we did a show on Saturday of Let's Talk Dynasty. We talked about trending assets. J.K. Dobbins was one of the people we talked about. So I strongly suggest if you're considering this, obviously, as I said, I would probably accept this deal. But that conversation about J.K. Dobbins in that episode on Saturday, you can go find it. It's just like 10 players rising and falling in Dynasty ranks on the channel, one of the most recent videos. There's a good conversation about Dobbins. I just suggest you listen to that conversation before you make any moves. Now, Andrew says, appreciate your research, but more as a Vikings fan. I appreciate you, man. Skull, baby. Impossible says, need one flex, Chuba, JSN, or Jennings. I'm going to go with JSN here in the flex. Crimson Mask, Pro Wrestling. What's up, man? This is War, folks. So if you don't follow War MFGDs from Let's Talk Dynasty, this is where you got to go find them at. Jordan Love pushing to play. What to do with Reed? Still TBD. I think if Jordan Love does play, we can throw Reed in. I'm going to throw him in more so as like a flex play this week, maybe a top 36 type of play. Let's just have the conversation. I'm looking at my rankings right now. Where I have Jaden Reed is wide receiver. Where is he at? So this is where I have Reed without Love playing. I have him in the 40s, but I'm just going over the list. Like with Love on the football field, I'm playing him over Lockett, playing Reed over Sutton, playing him over Kirk, playing him over McConkey, playing him over Demarcus Robinson. I'll play him over Jerry Jeudy. And I think my list gets closer when we're talking about like Khalil Shakir, Jalen Waddle, McLaurin. I'd probably play Jayden Reed over those guys as well. BTJ, Calvin Ridley, George Pickens, probably not playing Reed over those guys. So that's kind of where we're at with Reed. I think we're going to temper the expectations with Love if he does play anyways. The mobility may be limited. There's high re-injury risk. But that being said, with Love on the football field, you have to move Reed into your rankings. And right there, it's, top 36, top 30 option there. Let's see what we got. Some kind of Cadwallader. Half PPR, Ford or Najee this week. Could also play Jennings or Lockett. I like Najee more than Ford in the half PPR. I don't think I like the wide receivers more than the running back. So I think I'll just go with Najee in that one. Alex says, JJ has to save me from Ramondre's night, so I need your boys on it. Well, look, if we can get another 97-yard touchdown from JJ, that was like 20 points in one play, so that was pretty dope last week. Also, San Francisco San Francisco super flex for a QB2. I was thinking about the game, that San Francisco game. Also, SF for a QB2. Are you rocking with Darnold this week or Deshaun? I like I think I like Darnold more than I like Deshaun this week. That's just because they're going to have to keep passing the football to stay into this game. So I think I'll go with Darnold. Let's see. Soul Train says PPR flex Dobbins, Moss, or Jeudy. Thanks, boss. Let's go with, I think I like Dobbins the most. But there's a chance you could say Moss. You could argue Moss. But they did say that they're going to lean on the run game here with Dobbins this week and Herbert not likely going to be playing. So they're going to lean into the run. I think that means good things for Dobbins. Let's see what we got. Dylan says Andrew to go. Dylan to go. That's for sure. Raul says Pollard, DJ Moore, and Ridley at the flex, full PPR. Let's go with Pollard. I'm going with Pollard, baby. He's been balling. You're sounding a bit tired this morning. Hope the BDGE boys aren't wearing you down too much. Oh, dude, I'm good. I mean, here's the reality. You want to know the reality? I was up last night. My wife and my brothers, they wanted to play some video games last night. So I was up late, playing some video games late into the night. I usually don't get to play that late into the evening, but we stayed up pretty late. I slept in a little bit this morning, so maybe I'm just got that morning voice. I got that morning, just trying to wake up. I mean, look, I got this with me right now, trying to get my act together. But no, them BDG boys they're good cats, man. I'm not too worn down by them. I will say I was trying to talk trade with Jack last night in our Idiot League Mates. He wasn't really trying to do it. He was at the Colorado game, so he had other priorities. That was a good ass game from Shadur Sanders, but yeah, maybe I'm just trying to wake up a little bit right now. But I appreciate you, man. You put the little heart. I love you too, man. So I appreciate you. Fabian says, should I go Kelsey or Ferguson for my tight end spot? He hasn't given you the production yet, but you go Kelsey over Ferguson in the tight end spot there. Raul says, I noticed that too. Well, I appreciate you boys checking up on me. Patrick says, PPR flex, Higgins, Waddle, or Akers. Leaning Higgins, but should I pick up Yoshavash as a safety option or just stash Downs? To me, it sounds very much like Higgins is healthy. Like Higgins is a full go no matter what, is what it sounds like. I mean, obviously you can have the pregame tweak or whatever happens. So if you want to be extra safe, pick up Yoshavash. But Higgins is the starter of these guys this week. I would play Higgins over all of them. And if you want the safety, you can go Yoshavash. But it sounds like you might not need it. But again, crazy shit happens on Monday night. It's been happening this year. So we'll see. Doing the most says, are you starting Higgins today or waiting? I'm willing to start Higgins this week. Definitely willing to start Higgins this week. It's going to depend on what you got, but definitely willing to start him if you need him. I'm starting him in a league right away. Josh says JMO or Brian Robinson, also Singletary or Akers, PPR. Give me JMO, man. JMO's been on fire. I expect it to continue. Just a food guy says bro needs to bang a C4. We got the prime energies in this house. I drink the prime energies. My wife, she gets the what are they called? The Alani News. So we got those in the house. We don't got the C4s. Nick's got the Nick at BDG. He has like the C4 hookup, so they be sending C4s to the office. We need some of those. We haven't been getting them for a while, actually. I don't know what happened to his C4 hookup, but yeah, definitely need the energy drink. But that's really, we're caught up now on the questions, and actually, it's kind of perfect timing because I think we are 3-4 minutes away from the injury reports or the final injury reports coming out. So we'll see what happens. Raul says shotgun the prime. Crazy, actually, something that you guys probably don't know. I've never shotgunned anything in my entire life, actually. So here's the thing, I'm not a drinker. Like, I don't drink alcohol. Like, it's just not really been my vibe really ever in my life. Nothing against it really, but it's just not really been my vibe. So I don't shotgun stuff. I never done it. Maybe I need to try it one day. Maybe that's like something we got to do. We'll make like a bet against maybe the chat or something. We can make a bet and I'll shotgun something on a stream or whatever for the first time. See how that goes. But yeah, man, that's not really been my vibe my whole life. So what do we got? Josh says, would you start Akers over Singletary? I think I would. I think I would start Akers over Singletary this week. Sean says, good morning, man. Should I start Steele, Tyler Johnson, Deontay Johnson, or Shakira in my flex? Well, if you can play Shakira in your league, I'm not sure what type of league you're playing in because she is not available on my waiver wire. I'm sure she would probably be somebody that people would pick up. But there you go. Justin Herbert is I'm trying to make a joke, whatever. Justin Herbert is playing today. He is expected to play. So let's go with in this one, let's cut to the chase. Who am I playing? I like Deontay Johnson. I like Deontay Johnson as the best play in a PPR league, assuming this is full point PPR. If it's not full point PPR and it's a standard league, I go Steele. If it's a half point PPR, I think I still lean with Deontay Johnson. So Deontay Johnson's the guy that I would go with. Who you got, Cowboys or Ravens? I think I got the Ravens this week. I think I like the Ravens a little bit. Sheldo says, yo, GM, happy week 3. Should I go with Jerome Ford, Juwan Jennings, or Jalen Naylor in the full flex PPR? I think Jerome Ford is the play for me here. So we will go with Jerome Ford. Raul says, wow, I completely misjudged you. I don't know, man. I feel like some people have this perception, and maybe I just don't live up to what people perceive me to be. I don't know. I just, I be doing me, man. It ain't a bad thing. Sheldo says, how do you feel about Colby over Ferg, full PPR? If Ferg is there and it's between Colby and Ferg, I think I'd rather just play Ferguson this week. Doing the Most says, let's make a bet today for next stream. Shotgun a beer. What can we do? I'm not going to shotgun a beer. I can shotgun an energy drink or something if you want. But I don't know. We'll have to figure out something for that. Just Food Guy says, PPR needs 2 flex, Atwell, Cooks, Reynolds. Reynolds and Cooks is what I would do. I'm not confident in Atwell's role at the moment. John says Pollard versus Sharp, Minshew versus T-Law versus Herb. So Pollard versus Sharp. I think I would go with Charbonnet over Pollard here this week. And Minshew, T-Law, and Herb. It's between Minshew and T-Law. I kind of want to lean T-Law, but Jordan Love is out. Jordan Love is out today, folks. Actually, we got some news. We'll pull that up here in just a second. I think between Minshew and T-Law, I think I'm going to go T-Law. Not by a lot. Rocky said Javonte Williams or London in flex PPR. Only saying this because London versus KC and Javonte no Vea. I think I still lean with London. Darren says B-Rob, Akers, Amir. I go B-Rob. Sean says Vikes have a big game today. They can go 3-0. or can they go 3-0? It's going to be tough test. Like I said, lots of injuries on this team, but hopefully they can. I'm obviously rooting for it. But let's look at this news, man. We got some news at the moment. Big one here. Jordan Love is out today versus Tennessee. Malik Willis will start. So as we expected, a lot of these Green Bay options I'm looking to not play. I don't want to play Jaden Reed. I don't want to play Christian Watson, Luke Musgrave, Tucker Kraft, all of these guys I don't want to play. The safe one, you play Josh Jacobs. Josh Jacobs is the guy you play. So other than that, that's really it. It looks like he was pushing to play, didn't end up happening. So Love is out. Another one, Justin Herbert is expected to play, expected to start. We're going to have to temper the expectations with Justin Herbert pretty heavily today. To be honest, even though he is playing, in most leagues, you're probably going to leave him on your bench if you can afford to leave him on your bench, because I think the mobility is going to be very limited. The game script, they've already talked about wanting to use more running to kind of keep the ball out of Justin Herbert's hands while he's recovering. If that is the case there's going to be a lot more options we could probably play. Outside of that one, looks like nothing crazy at the moment. Oh, Taysom Hill's ruled out. Don't know if that actually matters too much. Most people were not going to play Taysom Hill. So there you go. There is some updated news there at the moment. We'll keep going through some of this. Got a couple more questions. Wolves says London against KC or JMO against the Cards. I like JMO against the Cards. Doing the Most says, do you play Hard Rock betting app? If you do, are you picking Vikings for the upset money? I don't play Hard Rock's betting app. To be honest, I don't know if Hard Rock is something we can play here in Jersey. I'm in New Jersey, but I have DraftKings. What is the upset money on DraftKings at the moment? Let's see. I probably wouldn't place my bet. I don't like betting on my team. This sounds crazy, but I just don't like betting on them because if they lose, I'm already upset. And then if they lose and lose me money, that's like even worse. The odds are only plus 105 on DraftKings at the moment. The spread has went from 2 to 1.5. So like this is kind of crazy. The sportsbooks are actually expecting Minnesota to have the realest chance possible to win this game, I guess. So I don't know. I'm not going to be betting on them, unfortunately, because like I said, if they lose, I'm upset. If they lose and then they lose me money, even more upset. Not dealing with that shit. Cody says flex Ford or JSN, half PPR. I think I'm going to go with JSN here. Edwin says Deshaun or Malik Willis. Have to start one of flex. Half tight end premium, PPR, super flex. Okay, so we got one part of the question here. Deshaun or Malik Willis? I'm going Deshaun Watson. Have to start a flex in a half point tight end premium. Tolbert, Cooks, Gesicki, Reynolds, or Curtis Samuel. You have to start the flex. I'm going with Mike Gesicki against that Washington team. So Deshaun and Gesicki. I am starting Mike Gesicki over Jaden Reed in one of my own leagues here this week. So, I'd go Gesicki and Watson. Moses Malone. Damn. Najee, Waddle, or Worthy. I'm going to go with Worthy in this one. He has the highest upside of those guys. Maybe Najee has an opportunity as well, but I lean both of those over Waddle here this week. Axis says start 2, full PPR, 1 running back, and 1 flex. So we got Akers, Zamir at the running back. I'm going to go with Akers over Zamir. And then we have Dell, Shakir, Deontay. I like Dell the most. And then also start Ertz or Strange at tight end. I like Ertz over that. So let's go Akers, Dell, Ertz in this situation. Sean says, how severe is Joe Mixon's injury? I'm hearing that it's not that crazy. Like, he may miss 2 weeks. It's typical for, like, high ankles and things like that for him to miss a couple of weeks. But it sounds like it might just be, like, 1 or 2 starts for Cam Akers here. And if that's the case, Joe Mixon will be back by week, 5, 6? So we shouldn't be too worried about Joe Mixon's injury. All right, folks. We're caught up again, so if you still have questions, go ahead and throw them in. I'm just checking again for more news if we have any. Russell Wilson inactive. Roman Wilson inactive. Not like we were really waiting on them to play in fantasy football at all. Is anybody else's? I don't know why I'm gonna show this, but is anybody else's Twitter just insane? Look at this. Once again, Russell Wilson is inactive. I click on Ian Rappaport. The comments from these bots, bro, are crazy. Look at that first comment down there. Look at the second comment. Is anybody else just crazy like this? This is insane. They're just bot accounts, little bot OnlyFans accounts, and I feel like my comments on every tweet that I look at are just filled with these bots. It's insane. You see some guys telling me that I should go with Chuba Hubbard and not overthink it. Chuba looked He looked the last couple of weeks, and I don't even know what that means. It looks like we got one more update here from Shefty. Says so far active today, Herbert, Pittman, Tajay Spears, Gardner Johnson, inactives, Jordan Love, Russell Wilson, Roman Wilson. Joshua Palmer is inactive today. Josh Palmer is inactive. So if you're waiting on Josh Palmer, I don't know what to tell you. It doesn't change too much for me. Like we said, we're tempering the expectations with Herbert. Theo says they love you. The bots, they love me. They're crazy. They need to get a life. Oscar, Crimson Mass says, according to Camille, she slept with every NFL player. There was something about the Vikings tweeted something about Jordan Addison missing time, and she said something about like, I can nurse him back to health. Don't worry, winky face. Like, bro, what the hell is going on here? Oscar, have PPR, last flex, start Dell or Pittman. I am not super confident in Pittman this week, man. And of course, I'm benching Pittman in a league for T. Higgins this week, and I can tell you, because I'm doing that, I almost guarantee that Pittman has a good day because I threw him on my bench. But that's just the luck that I've been having this year in fantasy football between injuries and things like that. But I would go Dell over Pittman. But if you believe in curses, Oscar, I'm benching Pittman. So if you believe in curses, I might be cursed. But I would go Dell over Pittman. Fabian says Javonte Williams, Ford, or Motor as RB2. To be honest, I think I might lean Javonte. Javonte might be the guy that I go with there. LMAO. Half PPR, I'm worried about Najee's matchup in game script versus Ford's against New York. Look, this seems to be like a popular start sit. For me, let's just pull them up. You said half PPR. So in a half PPR, full PPR would probably help Jerome Ford. But half PPR, where I have these guys ranked, I have Ford as my running back 25 in half PPR. Najee is my running back 28 in half PPR. So it is a tough matchup for Najee. Ford had the Donta Foreman problems, to be honest. So I don't really know what to make of that. But that being said, in half PPR, I do have Ford higher than Najee in my rankings this week. We got Scott, who says, got offered Mike Evans and A.J. Brown for Kamara. Should I accept and run? You got offered Mike Evans and A.J. Brown for Kamara? Yeah, you should accept and run. And then you can take one of those wide receivers, probably Mike Evans, and trade him for a running back. So, yeah, accept that and run, Scott. Thank you. Yeah, no problem, man. Thank you. Jake, the Minnesota sports fan, my guy, he says full PPR question. Skull, by the way. Singletary or Pollard? I like Pollard, man. Pollard is the start for me over Singletary this week. But yeah, caught up. What do you guys think? Let's ask the chat, man. Let's ask the chat. That question that I have, I want you guys to vote. Maybe you guys can help with I help you guys all the time with the start sits. You guys help me here. We're gonna throw this in there. Chat, what are we doing? This is a full PPR league. Pirine, Chuba, Brandon Cooks, or Juwan Jennings. I'm leaning towards Brandon Cooks at the moment, but this is for my last flex spot. What are we doing? Let me know, chat. I think it's Brandon Cooks for me, man. I look at the game script. I think that they're gonna have to be competitive. They're gonna have to throw the football. Samaji, I don't know what Samaji's role is going to look like. Chuba, do I trust the Carolina Panthers? That just sounds like a mistake in itself. Jennings, he seems like you could throw him in there maybe. What do we got? Raul says Cooks or Jennings. We got Jennings, Cooks, Pirine. God damn it, you guys. Cooks or Jennings. Cooks or Chuba. Cooks or Samaji. I like Jennings. Jennings, Cooks. Sheesh. It seems like it's between Cooks and Jennings for the most part. Maybe that's what we do. Now it's between Cooks and Jennings. This is the question that I'm struggling with today, and I'm probably going to change my mind 25 times. So, I appreciate you guys helping. We'll see. It seems like it's between Cooks and Jennings, and that's kind of the way that I felt too. Oscar says, I also have the stack with AR, but man, AR actually has been bad. I may end up doing what you did and bench Pittman. We'll both get cursed. Hey, at least we're in it together, man. At least we're in it together. Just Food Guy says, start either Watson versus New York or Minshew versus Carolina. I think Watson. Is the move. Let me see. Need some help. Full PPR with a 0.25 per first down. You start McLaurin, Keon, QJ, Najee, or Romeo. Start two. I think it is McLaurin and Najee. I think McLaurin and Najee are the guys that I'm playing. Terry scares me too, but Cliff Kingsbury said that they want to get him more involved. I'll trust it when I see it, but that's what they said. I think Najee McLaurin's the move. We got all of these. Zach Moss or Amari Cooper. Give me Zach Moss this week. We got Juwan Jennings. Time to flip a coin. Cooks and Jennings are the safest. I think so too. And I don't need like a crazy week out of them. I just need them to like can you get me 10 points in PPR? Like, can you do that for me? Please, one of you. 2 QB, running back, wide receiver, flex, 1 tight end, PPR. Okay, we're just going to set the whole damn lineup, huh? Kenny, Herbert, Stafford, Skyler. Well, you start Herbert and Stafford. The running back between Brees and Najee, Jerome, you start Brees. The wide receiver between you just start Nico. The flex, I go with DJ Moore. 1 tight end. What are we at? 1 tight end. You go with McBride. Rate 1 to 10. Where should I upgrade or worry? Oh, we're not setting the lineup? Okay, never mind. Overall, the team seems fine. It seems like you might need a little bit more wide receiver help with Puka out at the moment, but that's about it. It seems like a good roster, though. Raul says, I lean towards Jennings. It's Ayuk and Jennings only. Kittle out. Debo out. CMC out. Poor Niners. You guys have won a lot of games. Lose 1 or 2 for us here in a moment. How about them Vikes, though, too, Raul? PPR, Brian Robinson or Worthy. I think I go with Brian Robinson in PPR. He's getting enough work that I'm comfortable with him. He has a safe floor. Brett says full PPR, Chuba or Akers. I think I go with Akers, man. You go with Akers there. All right, there we are, guys. We're caught up again. Um, God damn, I hate this decision, man. I hate this decision between you guys know who. But let's look. Jordan Love inactive. Jordan Addison leads the inactives for Minnesota. Here we go. Let's look at this inactive for Minnesota because it is tough. Tough one, tough one. Theo says Akers over Chuba. Yep, that's what I agree with as well. So Jordan Addison, let's get all these ads off the screen. God damn it, Roto World. Jordan Addison declared inactive. Same with Ivan Pace. Big L for the Vikings with Ivan Pace out. Drake Rodriguez. Dallas Turner inactive. That's a lot of inactives for Minnesota, folks. It's a lot of inactives. It ain't good. I'll tell you that. Got some more inactives here. More inactives. Seems fine. I'm just scrolling through these. Joe Mixon inactive. Damian Pierce inactive. Keenan Allen inactive. Yeah, I mean, we knew a lot of this. Yeah, we're down Pace, Turner, Addison. Not going to be easy. Nah, that's just tough, man. That's tough as hell. Josiah says, go, Pack, go. See yourself out the door, Josiah. No, I'm just kidding. Stay here if you want. I'll accept some Packers fans in the chat as long as you ain't getting disrespectful, motherfucker. Fellow Vikings fan here. Start two. One has to be Dobbins or Brian Robinson at the running back. And then at flex, either of those backs or Flowers or Metcalf. Okay. I think for me, I'm going to go with Brian Robinson and Zay Flowers. Those are the two players that I would be playing here this week. B. Robin, Zay Flowers. Jake says, thankfully, I trust in B-Flow to get those boys where they need to. Dude, he's been legit. And the only thing that I legitimately worry about is that next year he's going to become a head coach and we don't get to keep him on the roster. I hope that Flo gets to be our long-term solution here at the defensive coordinator position. Yeah, unfortunately. Doing the most. Do you have anything you do for good luck when your team plays, like order from a certain restaurant or wear a lucky watch or some old socks? No, I mean, not really. I think for me, typically, a normal Vikings Sunday or a normal Vikings game, I just throw the jersey on, man, whether it's Hawkinson, Jefferson, whatever. Like, I got the Hawk one on today, but yeah, man, I just throw the jersey on. I hang out, I chill, I watch the game. I like I said, I don't really bet on my team. I guess maybe that's a superstition. I don't really bet on my team to win games, just because I said if they lose, I'm already upset about them losing the game. So I don't want to double, the pain of losing money because I bet on them and them losing or something like that. So that's really the only superstitions, I guess. But Sundays they all kind of look the same, man. It's me in a Vikings jersey chilling on the couch for 7 hours of football with, a Vikings game on here and there when it's on. So, nothing crazy. Theo says Cashman will step up. Yep, him, Van Ginkel, all them boys, they're gonna step up a little bit here. Cashman also, I think he played with Tennessee or not Tennessee, Houston last year, I think. So he should have some revenge here as well. Roll out Parkinson again at tight end, or do you like any deep sleepers that may still be on the waiver wire? Good question. So I do think that Parkinson is a decent play, especially in a PPR league. I would have Parkinson. Let's just pull up those rankings right now. I have Parkinson as kind of this mid-range tight end 2. I think if these guys are still on your waivers, Zach Ertz, Mike Gesicki, if either of those two guys are still on your waivers for some reason, I would definitely put them in. Like, I would throw them into the lineup. That was something I would be doing. And then, yeah, those would probably be the only guys waiver wires that you could pick up and play over him. Maybe Schultz over him. I don't know if he'd be on your waiver wire, but I would go Gesicki and Ertz over Parkinson if they're on your waivers. If not, you can play Parkinson. Sean says, is Jerome Ford a trustworthy running back 2 the rest of the season? Should I look to upgrade? No, he's not a trustworthy running back 2 the rest of the season. Yes, you should look to upgrade. I have him in a league. I'm not super confident with him rest of season. I was I was quite confident drafting him. I thought he was going to be pretty solid, and week 2 scared me. Maybe it was just, a jump scare with Donta Foreman getting work. We'll see what happens this week. If Donta Foreman gets a lot of work this week, I'm scared of Jerome Ford, and I would definitely be looking to upgrade. And then he says, my other running backs are Cam Akers, Steele, Dowdle. My wide receivers are CD, Nico, Cup, Deontay Johnson, and Shakira. I don't know how you guys keep getting, Shakira on your fantasy football teams. Like I said, she's not available in any of my leagues. So, whatever. I guess trade Shakira. You probably could get a lot for Shakira and get a running back to add to your team. But no, realistically, you probably do need to go get another running back, and I'd be willing to trade. I'd be willing to trade it. Anybody of those wide receivers not named Nico and CD. By the way, we're rocking the throwbacks. Okay, so he says, got a throwback Hawk. I got a throwback Jefferson, and I have a throwback J.J. McCarthy now, actually. Unfortunately, don't get to see the kid play this year, but I have a throwback McCarthy. Full PPR, who do I flex? Dobbins or Jameson Williams? Give me Jameson Williams, man. Still love the BDGE boys. Don't trust our Vikes. Look, those guys give me so much shit about the Vikings, and I'm sitting here like I was getting so much shit about the Vikings on draft day when we drafted McCarthy, and I'm sitting here thinking like Gut, because Gut was giving me a ton of shit. I was like, Gut, you're a Panthers fan, bro. Like you understand that your team has not been better than my team for the last, 5 years, right? Like, since Cam Newton was your quarterback, y'all haven't really been better than us either. And it's just, they all give me a lot of shit, whatever. Nick is now going to live the Kirk Cousins experience, whatever. They don't trust the Vikings. They don't like the Vikings. Nick's been giving the Vikings respect, though, this year to start the year. He's been giving us a lot of respect to start the year. So, but everybody else, I don't know. Tony, we had to go beat San Francisco. Tony, he's giving us a little bit of respect now, too. M Clash says, full PPR, flex Kirk, Juwan, Zeke, or Foreman. I think I'm going to go with Juwan Jennings there of all of these folks. Paris says, final trade was Dobbins and Damian Pierce for Warren, Corum, Second, and Huntley. I don't mind it. Don't mind it at all. Raul says, Naylor or Cooks in the flex, full PPR 12-man. I like Brandon Cooks more than Naylor this week. Juan says, who for my wide receiver 1 and 2 and running back 2 and flex? Okay, so here we go. DJ Moore, Alec Pierce, Calvin Ridley, Tank Dell, Jerry Jeudy. We're going to go DJ Moore and Calvin Ridley. Running back 2 and flex, Kyron, Josh Jacobs, and Tank Dell. I think in the flex, running back 2 and flex, you go Kyron and Josh Jacobs. Dell, unfortunately, has to sit on the bench. But that's what I would be doing. DJ Moore, Ridley, Kyron, Jacobs. Sean says, Nick giving shit about the Vikings when he's a Falcons fan. Well, yeah, now deal with Kirk Cousins, buddy. Go deal with him, man. Jake says, oh, and by the way, question, once Hawk comes back, in how many weeks should I wait to add him back as my starting tight end in my lineup? Good question, man. So I drafted in just one league, I drafted TJ Hawkinson because we have an IR slot. So I've been stashing him on my IR slot through the first little while. I think as soon as the way that the tight end position has gone, as soon as, O'Connell and those guys say that he's healthy and he's not on a snap count, if they say he's ready to go, full go, you plug him in as a starting tight end on your lineup immediately. I think that's just the way that it's going to go. The offense is so good. They pass the football a lot. They lean on TJ Hawkinson. It's going to help a lot. I can't wait. I cannot wait to see what Darnold looks like with Addison and Hawkinson in the lineup, because he hasn't had these guys in the lineups to start the year, and he's looked pretty solid. So, and the season's going to lighten up a little bit in the back half. Our toughest part of the season is right now. You got Houston, San Francisco, like all of these good teams. It lightens up in the back half. I'm very excited. But to answer your question, how many weeks do you wait until you add him into your starting lineup? As soon as he's healthy, as soon as he's active, full go, no limitations, immediately throw him in the starting lineup. So there we are. All right, guys. We are at about an hour on the stream. So I will say, let's check for some more injuries real quick. I'm going to answer some more questions. If you guys have more questions, throw them in the chat. Happy to answer and happy to sit around and answer as many of them as you guys got. But that being said, if there's not a lot of questions either, I'll go chill a little bit before the game start, get some food or something like that. So let's just see. What do we got here? Doesn't look like there's a lot of injuries that have hit since that first initial run. Actually kind of quiet for a week that has had a lot of injuries last week. I guess we got a lot of the news yesterday of people being out. There really wasn't a lot of questionable players coming into the day. So I guess we'll see. It seems pretty quiet, though, for the most part. But based off of what you guys said, it's between Juwan Jennings and Brandon Cooks. I think we'll try and decide there in my league. Juan says, should I trade Kyron Williams or Jerome Ford since I have Breece Hall and Kenneth Walker? I would rather trade – if you're going to trade one of the two, I would rather trade Ford than Kyron. So I'd rather just roll out with Breece, Walker, and Kyron as my 3 running backs on my squad. So, yeah, it depends on what you need, team needs, things like that. If you need a different position like a wide receiver or a tight end or something, I'm okay with you moving Jerome Ford. Jake says, now will Hawk come back during the London game, or will he come back week 7 against the Lions? Also, I'll be at Vikes Lions at US Bank. Dude, that's dope. Will it come back week 7? Honestly, I don't mind him waiting until week 7 against the Lions. I feel like that London game, I don't know. I think I'd rather just wait. You get the revenge game, you come back. That's the team that hurts you actually too. I think I'd probably go with Jake. What the week 7? Jake, I'd probably go week 7. Sorry. Doing the most says, do you have a 2-pick for us on DraftKings? That would be awesome. Let's see. Let's go to DraftKings. See what we can do. I'm just gonna give you a little. Let's do something here. Let's go with Here's a little 2-pick. It's going to be easy. There's probably not going to be it's probably not going to give you a lot of juice. But I'm going to say let's go Kansas City -3 and Jordan Mason anytime touchdown. That's a 2-pick for you. Jordan Mason anytime touchdown, Kansas City -3. That feels like an insta hit. So there you go. Jonas says, greetings from Germany, mate. Dude, that is so cool. Dude, that's awesome. Is this morning or night for Germany? This is maybe my ignorance is showing. Is it morning or night? Middle of the day, maybe? I don't know. But he says banged up with injuries. Puka, Pacheco. I feel that. Who do I flex in full PPR? Whittington or Keon Coleman? I'm leaning Whittington in the slot. I would lean Whittington probably 2 over Keon Coleman. So I would probably roll that out and just see what you got there. Angel says 12-man full PPR. Kyler Murray is my quarterback. GOAT. CeeDee Lamb, Marvin Harrison, Rashee Rice, Devontae Smith. Who do I sit? I need upside. Damn, dude, that is a good-ass team. Lamb, Marvin, Rashee. I guess you sit Devontae. This week. Unfortunately, it's crazy to say that you would sit him, but I would like to have the stack with Kyler and Marvin. I like Rashee this week as a top 5 play. CeeDee Lamb, top 5 play. Love it. Let's see. Doing the most says, and by the way, I'm betting on Vikings. Let's fucking go. Let's go, man. Let's do it. B-Dags says, what are you doing with Reed this week now that Love is officially out? Usage was rough last week. He's sitting. We're sitting him. I made him a sit of the week on my channel this week, earlier in the week. So, yeah, we're sitting Jaden Reed. I'm not playing him. Says, thank you. No problem, dude. Midday for Germany. Okay. Plus 6 hours from the East Coast. Okay. So 6 hours. That would make it 6 p.m. right now. crazy. So you watch football, you would watch the Sunday night game would be like 4 in the morning or some shit, right? Like that's when it would get over, 5 in the morning. That's a late day. Shaka says, hey, got to start 2. PPR, Neighbors, Amari, Deontay, Moss. I'm going to go with Neighbors and Moss in this situation. Mike says, need 1 wide receiver and a flex between Waddle, Worthy, Javonte, and Michael Pittman. 1 wide receiver and a flex. I was talking about sitting Michael Pittman, but I like him more than Waddle. I think I'd rather just go. Honestly, I'm so sick of Pittman. I'm probably going with Worthy and Javonte right now. Those are the 2 guys that I'm probably throwing into the lineup. Yeah. Chalker says, and what QB would you start between Carr, Purdy, and Goff? Oh, that's a good one. I mean, the way that Carr has been playing, you have to throw Carr into the lineup. You got to throw him in the lineup because he's been lights out. And the matchup this week is good for him as well. So, all right, man. Well, look, now I feel obligated doing the most. I feel obligated now that I should throw some money on the little 2-piece I gave you. Cole says, for a deep league, Dare, Agumbawale, or Leggett, half PPR. I think I'd rather go with Leggett with Andy Dalton there. Deep league, I don't know how much you can trust Dare. Jonah says, I watched the Sunday night game. I'm in home office on Mondays. Ha ha ha. Always late nights like 5 a.m. Can't get over the fact that NFL gave us Panthers versus Giants this year. That's insane. Panthers versus Giants is like, bro, you might as well watch a college football game. That game is so bad. But that's crazy, dude. That is so crazy. 5 in the morning. Here I am complaining on the East Coast that I'm like, we don't get our games done until midnight. And I'm like, I'm so sick of staying up till midnight to watch the games. I'm acting like an old head, but I'm like, here you are, 5 a.m. I can't even complain. Yeah, do it. Let's make money together. I put 50 on it. Hell yeah. Well, let's do it. I'll throw some on it. There you go. I'll throw some with you. We'll see what we got. I think DraftKings has a boost as well. You can get like a boost on Sunday's games or something, or a no sweat bet or whatever. So they always offer out a bunch of freaking promos. We'll see what they got. Doing the most says, who you got, Dak or Carr this week? Like I said, the way Carr's been playing, you probably got to just throw him in the lineup. You got to just throw Carr in the lineup at this point. They are throwing the football lights out. And this matchup is going to be a lot of points. I think it's the highest projected game total of the weekend. You got it currently at, the lines is at 51.5. What is this? Saints' Eagles is at 49. Okay, so it's one of the highest of the weekend. It looks like the Lions-Cardinals is moving up. It's 51.5 right now. But, yeah, man, that's where we're at. So, all right, here's what I'm going to do, folks. Seems like we've slowed down a tiny bit. So I appreciate you guys coming in here and hanging out. I'm going to issue a 5-minute warning. 5 minutes. We'll wrap up about 12:10 Eastern time. So I'll give you 5 minutes. We'll shoot the shit for about 5 more minutes, and then we'll head on out of here. If you guys want some matchup predictions, I'll go through some matchup predictions. And this is no research, no thought. This is pure vibes. So take it with a grain of salt, however you want. We'll go through the schedule real quick. And no, I'm not going to give you a prediction on the Vikings game because it's biased. But let's go. Let's share the screen. We're going to throw the vibes out here real quick. Matchup predictions today. New York, Cleveland, give me Cleveland. Green Bay, Tennessee, give me... Wait, this feels like... Okay, there we go. I thought for a second, I don't know why I felt like Green Bay and Tennessee played last week. But Green Bay, Tennessee, I like Tennessee here. Chicago, Indianapolis, upset alert. Chicago's getting that dub. Houston, Minnesota, told you I'm not gonna give you a prediction on that one. You know who I'm rocking with. Philadelphia, New Orleans, I like Philly. Los Angeles, Pittsburgh, I like Pittsburgh in this one. Denver, Tampa, give me Tampa. Carolina, Las Vegas, give me Las Vegas. Miami, Seattle, give me Seattle. Baltimore, Dallas, give me Baltimore. San Francisco, Los Angeles, give me San Francisco. Detroit, Arizona, give me Detroit. And Kansas City, Atlanta, give me Kansas City. That's the matchup predictions from me this week, purely off of vibes, no research. Do with that what you will. But we'll answer these last questions, and then we'll get on out of here. Once I get caught up to the bottom, dunzo. We over. We out of here. D-Bag says, Ford or Dell in your flex spot, full PPR. Are your Vikings shutting Dell down this week? To be honest, second part of the question, are they shutting Dell down this week? I don't know. Dell hasn't really been good this year for fantasy, but he's gotten the usage, so I don't know. Ford or Dell in the flex spot, I would rather just go tank Dell this week. I think he has more upside than a guy like Jerome Ford. What is your fave game day food? Tough, man. Tough. I'm a big chicken wing guy, so I love chicken wings like Wingstop. The lemon pepper wings at Wingstop, those are always gas. I like pizza too. If we could get some pizza over at the house, that's cool too. I keep it simple, man. Nothing too crazy. We'll see. My wife is probably going to want some food here in a minute. I know every time I do these streams, as soon as I get out, she's like, I'm hungry. So we'll see. We'll probably do some pizza today just because it's easy and it's across the street. That being said, James says Dak or Sam Darnold in my super flex. Give me Dak. Will the Beast says need to start 2, Deontay, Ridley, or Cooks. I'm going Deontay and Ridley. The real MVP says DK or Brian Robinson in the flex. Give me DK. Nate says non-PPR, so standard. Need to start 2. We got David Montgomery, Brian Robinson, J.K. Dobbins, and Zach Moss. Give me Montgomery and Dobbins in a standard format. And last, not a question even, but the last comment here, Josiah says Titans suck, go Packers. Hey, it wasn't even malicious. I didn't pick Tennessee because I think I have any ill intent towards the Packers. I just picked the Titans because I don't like Malik Willis. I don't think Malik Willis is that good. You guys won last week though, so we'll see. But that is it, folks. I will say, here we go. One more. Doing the most. Do you watch the games by yourself? I watch it with my 2 daughters and my dog. Wife has work there, 12 to 9. Most of the time, I do watch it by myself. Now we do have a cat at the house, and the cat does like to come sleep on the couch while the games are on. So she'll watch the games, but I be watching by myself. I don't have any kids at the moment. In the future, probably. My wife, she's not really a football person, so she's not sitting down watching the games. So I do sit there by myself and watch it with the cat sometimes. So it is what it is. But that being said, folks, I'm not taking any more questions today. If you guys do have any more questions, please make sure you go join the Discord. There is a free Discord linked in the description. I will try and be in there all the way up until game time, answering questions in our redraft start sit channel. So it is free to join. Go join that. Like I said, it's linked in the description. That being said, make sure you do me the favor, hit the like button. It is the best free way to show this channel some support. Does truly mean a lot. So thank you for spending some time with me today. Just hit that like button for me. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you do all that good stuff. Good luck to you all in week 2. Hopefully, or I guess week 3. Hopefully you've won week 2. Good luck to you in week 3. Hopefully we all get that W. And I appreciate each one of you more than you know. So we will see you guys on Monday morning tomorrow to discuss everything that happens today. So we'll see you on a stream tomorrow. But until then, guys, peace out.